Australians could be cleared to travel to Bali within the next few days after Indonesian authorities met to decide whether to ease measures. Tourism and foreign ministries will hold talks on the approvals today, and if passed, it will go to Cabinet meeting on Monday for a final sign-off. Under the current rules, Australians must be fully vaccinated and serve 5 days in hotel resort quarantine to be able to enter. The discussions follow Thailand's decision to exempt double-dosed Australian tourists from November 1 from having to isolate. If authorised, Qantas and Jetstar could resume services to the island before Christmas. It will be added to the list of key destinations the airline will fly to as the international borders reopen.
The Spirit of Australia is ready for takeoff. After being closed to the rest of the world for 20 months, Australians are 10 days away from being able to board an international flight. Anticipating pent-up demand, Qantas has brought forward services to Singapore, Fiji, Johannesburg and Thailand. It's also launching a new service to Delhi, which will be operating before Christmas.
This is the best news that we've had in 2 years. The fact that we've gone through some of the darkest times in Qantas's history, but it's great news for our people.
Qantas had been planning to keep these planes out of the sky and parked in the desert for all of next year. But things have moved quickly since Dominic Perrottet became Premier of New South Wales, including removing all quarantine requirements for vaccinated Australians.
We were planning to keep those aircraft in the desert until December 23. That's how fast things are moving and how optimistic we are about the demand that we're bringing 2 of them forward into April of next year.
Victoria is following its northern neighbours' lead.
And then what I'm confirming is when you come back, if you are double vaxxed and if you've been tested before and you agree to test within 24 hours, then you will be able to go home. No hotel quarantine, no ISO. You'll be able to go about your business.
The initial flights overseas are limited to Australian citizens, permanent residents and their immediate relatives. The Prime Minister advises it won't be long until tourists can visit Down Under.
And we'll be able to move to international visitors, and I'm confident that because of the way we have prepared for this day, that is very possible and very achievable before the end of the year, to be getting to international visitors.
Flights to London and Los Angeles will recommence at the start of November. A trip to Honolulu, Vancouver, Tokyo and New Zealand will be possible in mid-December.
We don't just want to recover, we want to bounce back stronger here in our state. I'm incredibly confident that's what will occur. Confidence in New South Wales at the moment is sky high.
It's been a tough 20 months for Qantas. The airline has lost $20 billion in revenue during the pandemic and has had to stand down 10,000 staff. But this announcement marks a turning point in its history. Come December 21, all Australian-based Qantas and Jetstar employees will be back at work. Although some New South Wales and Victorian residents will be flying to Singapore before they can fly to Perth, Qantas is confident domestic travel will return to pre-pandemic levels by January, when all internal borders are expected to be open. Gabriella Power, Sky News, Sydney.